Hey, real estate fans, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Lema. I'm a broker at John L. Scott Real Estate in beautiful Southern Oregon, the place I love so much. And this week, we're going to talk about an unusual phenomena that we don't often see in the fall and winter. And it's an unseasonable rise in homes for sale. We did see this right after the housing crash, if those of you remember. And I don't remember if it was 2011, 2012, or 2013, but it doesn't happen very often. And our friends at Realtor.com and KCM, Keeping Current Matters, did publish something about this. So we're going to talk about it because we've got charts and a national trend forming. So let's see. So KCM published a Realtor.com report that 11.6 more homes nationally were listed for sale in September 2024 than this time last year. So that's noteworthy. Everybody's ears are perking up and we're all paying attention. But if you've been watching our market statistics podcast, that you see that for months in Southern Oregon, we've mostly had double-digit increases every week on our number of active listings compared to this time last year. So it's a local trend. Now it's just been validated as a national trend. But we saw this coming. So now, as we say, we watch the micro trends to see when they turn into macro trends. Here you go. It just happened. So all three Southern Oregon counties have experienced market inventory compared to this time last year. However, we still don't have enough to meet the buyer demand. Now, the inventory has gone up, but not gone up enough. It's gone up from this time last year, and that's been the case nationally as well, but it's still not enough to meet the demand. So having said that, I want to show you this graph from Realtor.com, and it goes all the way back to 2017. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one that goes all the way back to right after the crash to show you that other uptick during the fall. But that's okay. 2017 to 2024 is a huge amount of time to be looking at. And you can see the downward trend of all the other years, and then they've circled this upward tick for 2024. So it'll be an interesting fall and winter, but let's talk about what that means for Southern Oregon. So buyers can benefit by this phenomena because there's just more inventory. Not only do you have more choices, but the inventory itself creates competition amongst the sellers at a time of year when it's not usually like that. There's usually lower inventory. It's usually a quieter time in our Southern Oregon market, which is a little more seasonable just because of our weather. So more choices for buyers, more inventory creates competition amongst the sellers, and the sellers are more flexible minded right now. And we've seen this for several months now, where the sellers are more inclined to offer or accept the buyer requesting closing costs, buying down the interest rate, throwing in a home warranty, any other special terms that the buyers need. The sellers are more inclined to give it serious consideration, and that's always fun. The other thing that buyers gain by this kind of seasonal phenomena, if you get a house right now versus waiting till next year or the year after, you start gaining in equity. The clock starts ticking right now. And in Southern Oregon, as we know, for the most part, we have a constant upward trend for equity, for appreciation. And so getting an address under your belt, especially at these better prices and better terms, means you get to start that equity building under your name. So that's a bonus that we don't always talk about. Now, how can sellers benefit from this situation? There really are some benefits to the sellers. Sellers, the buyers that you have in the market right now are super dedicated and very serious buyers. You have a very serious and dedicated buyer pool right now. Also, sellers, many of you are going to be buying in this same market. And so if you're buying and selling in the same market, you have the same market forces at work, but just like the buyers who don't have a house to sell, you also benefit by having more choices. Even since 3 months ago, you have more inventory now to choose from for your replacement home. And a lot of sellers have been waiting on the sideline to find just the right place to go to, or feeling stuck because they don't see anything in their price range that they would want to, that it would be worth selling. You know, I always jokingly say it's not worth packing up a box unless you're excited about where you're going. So people who are buying and selling in the same market, they have an extra burden of proof, so to speak. So they really want to know that the house they're getting is worth packing up the boxes. So that means that you can also get a much better price on your replacement home, whether you're upsizing or downsizing. And you've got the same as the other buyers, you've got a more accommodating seller pool, and your contingency to sell your house before you buy might be much better tolerated. And that's always nice to have when you're trying to sell your house at the same time. Sellers who purchase now, sell your house now, and collect your profit, because a lot of us have tons and tons of equity in our Southern Oregon properties. You lock in your profit, and that new purchase, you also start to gain equity under your name. So I know I sound like a broken record, but it just looks like there's a lot of pluses for the sellers as well as the buyers. And you can see the 5-year prediction here. We've got another chart from Keeping Current Matters, and it shows from 2024, which is this year, all the way up to 2029. The prediction is on average nationally another 90,000, 90,000, another 90,000 in equity gains predicted in the next 5 years for people who buy in 2024. Isn't that something? So yeah, so give it some serious consideration. We do have more listing inventory coming on the market, which is a little bit of a surprise for this fall and winter, but it's all good because we still don't have enough to meet the buyer demand. So if you're in a position to get photographs done and get your house on the market, and my team can do that lickety split, we've been known in some cases to get a house on the market on MLS and doing showings in 3 to 5 days. Now that's a little bit brutal on our photography and video editor team, but we can get it done. So if you want to do that, give me a call, give me a text, 541-301-7980. If you want to talk about buying or getting ready to buy, 541-301-7980. I'm also great with investments and discussing pros and cons just of wealth building over time through real estate. It's just my bag. So give me a holler. And also, if you're enjoying these podcasts, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, send it to your friends. It's all educational based, data based, and a little bit of opinion. But send it to your friends and family because we're here to help. So, okay, we'll see you next time. Have a great Southern Oregon weekend. Bye now.